Go into all the world and proclaim the good news to the whole creation. Mark chapter 16 verse 15. On 29 December 1934, a zealous child was born in the land of Tiruvalla, Kerala, in a devout Malankara Catholic family, who later became a real gem for the Malankara Catholic Church. At a time when the Malankarites were scattered in different corners, he came as the guiding torch and gave them the appropriate platform to live their own liturgy and worship. That stalwart was none other than Father John Berchmans OIC. Life of Father Berchmans was a sound example for all, as he went to all the world and preached the good news, crossing all boundaries and shared the good news of the Lord. A man of luminosity, a man of visionary, and a man of humbleness has literally moved the hearts of millions. In the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 13, we come across the parable of the mustard seed, where it is depicted that the kingdom of heaven is similar to the mustard seed, and how the smallest of the seeds become the greatest of shrubs and becomes a giant tree. Life of Father Berchmans can be correlated with the mustard seed that ultimately became a huge tree. At the end of the passage, there's a striking verse, and it says so: "The birds of the air will come and make nests in its branches." Matthew chapter 13 verse 32. Father Berchmans' life was just like the mustard seed, where the Catholic Church in Kerala relied on him for his enormous brilliance, both in the field of scholarly intellect and pastoral competence. He sowed the seed of gospel and shared the love of Christ wherever he journeyed. Such was his service that he, under the request of Kerala Catholic bishops, produced the Sambhurna Bible in Malayalam, becoming the nihil obstat of it. It was indeed a commendable service to the Church and its faithful in Kerala. In the year 1980, he became the Superior General of the Bethany congregation and gave an admirable leadership to the community. If today the Syro Malankara Catholic Church acquired two well-established dioceses in northern India, that is only due to the relentless and strenuous efforts of dear Father Berchmans. From 1997 to 2007, his decade-long service as the coordinator of the Malankara faithful living in the extraterritorial regions in India made a stature of diocese with personal jurisdiction in the year 2015. An episcopal status was a long-cherished dream, as he himself said. MCCETRI is on the episcopal highway. This period of his priestly ministry was simply a magnificent era. Apart from the pastoral activities, Father Berchmans was also a passionate and brilliant theologian. In particular, he was a Eucharistic theologian. He always emphasized that celebration of the liturgy should lead the worshipper to its inner meaning. As a result of his outstanding prowess in theology, he established an Oriental institute called as Bethany Vedavijnana Peeth in Pune. The list would be endless if we start recollecting of all his achievements, as such prolific was the life of Father Berchmans. The only reason that made him an extraordinary missionary is due to his ordinary life. He was truly a man of simplicity, who always had a cheerful smile, who never complained about life situations, who fostered good relationships with everyone all throughout his lifetime. St. Paul to 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 21 says, "To those under the law I became as one under the law. To the weak I became weak, so that I might win the weak. I do it for the sake of the gospel, so that I may share in its blessings." Life of Father Berchmans is an explicit example of the same. As he possessed nothing of his own, he was in total service of others and worked according to the signs of the times. In one of his interviews, he said, "The job assigned to me was to protect, guide, and promote the Malankara communities in India. What is to be inculturated are the value systems of other religions, as there is goodness in every religion. The famous maxim of Archbishop Georgis Marivanius is, "To possess God is better than to serve God." Our dear Father Berchmans was a man who really possessed God, and that's the prime reason why he was able to create an efficacious mark in the people's hearts. This ultimately shows how Father Berchmans, as the mustard seed, became a huge tree where every bird of the Malankara Catholics could firmly create their nests. On the 9th of September 2018 at 7:50 p.m., Father Berchmans was called to eternal rest. His life story doesn't end here, because it was finishing off only a chapter, and his mission spirit is still living. We, the Malankara Catholics, are invited to look after and nurture the tree which he planted. Let us carry forward his mission with full vigor and enthusiasm, because we believe Father Berchmans would intercede for us from the heavenly kingdom. When we sum up the life of Father Berchmans, a beautiful saying goes like this: "Legends are made by the work they do for others and not for themselves." Yes, Father Berchmans was a true legend and an extraordinary missionary of our times.